Hi, I'm Andrew Spieler,
And I'm Mary Hope Rennie.
and you're watching or listening to Behind the Sign, Real Stories from Real Estate. Welcome back, Mary Hope.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody out there.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Happy 2026.
Can you believe it?
Nope. I can't.
Not really at all.
Nope. It just feels like more time. I don't know. We mentioned this briefly, but every year time does speed up.
Yep.
And it's a physiological thing.
Yeah.
Like it is real when you're like, oh man, the year really flew by. As we get older, our perception of time changes, especially because we've lived more and had more experiences. So, if you go and travel in a year somewhere, that week of travel will feel like a month because it's something new you're exposing yourself to. But otherwise.
Yeah. And you know what? I think also as we get older, we do reflect a bit more, right? And that's kind of what we've done a lot of, and looking back and saying, where were we? And even just our baby of this podcast, right? What did it look like a year ago? What does it look now? But that, I think part of that is as we mature, there is more reflection. And so you notice it more, which is just something interesting I've noticed in my life that, and I think it's a gift when we can slow down enough and not just be reactory.
Right. Reactionary.
There you go. That's the word. I still don't know my vocabulary. But when we can slow down enough to look back and say, okay, and I was just talking to someone else. What did I love about this? What wasn't as good? And what do I want to change to make it work? It's kind of a neat thing when we do that.
Well,
naturally.
I think we're actually very lucky, right? Being in New Hampshire, being in New England, we're forced seasonally to have a slowdown period, which I can tell you I missed greatly when I was in California because not having like a slow season due to weather, you're just going, and you have no concept of like where the year has begun and ended at all. It's just this.
Just keeps going.
It just keeps going. But here, especially for agents, right? Because with real estate, we're entering into the slow season right now, between the holidays and winter.
Don't ask our closers today. It is not a close.
No, sure. We'll say slow by comparison, right?
No, it's true.
But it's a good thing because it allows us not to just be worrying about working in the business with clients, but to be working on our business, right? And how to better our systems.
Right.
And I think, what you and I were talking about before hitting the record button here, right, is
we have a whole conversation before.
Exactly. There's a podcast before the podcast. It's called the Precast.
Yeah.
The goal for season 2, right, is to take a look at very specific things that you can do, right? Systems, implementations, problems you might be having, and how to solve them. So when our guests are coming on, they're actually going to be speaking to, well, this is how you tackle X.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the problem? What's the goal?
Yeah.
How do you approach it? And I think it's kind of a fun idea to sort of say, okay, let's set a timeline for us and our listeners and watchers that we want you to be writing down all the goals that you just created for yourself, being new year, new you, and saying, okay, literally write them down right now. If you haven't written them down already, write them down.
There you go.
And then 3 months from now, we're going to have an episode. We're going to go back and say, all right, where's everybody at from 3 months from today? And then hopefully our guests will have helped you along the way sort of achieve the things that you were looking to achieve in the year.
Well, and I think looking back at our episodes, we really were observing in all different facets what makes a realtor successful, right? Really analyzing it. And now kind of what we've been talking about is like, okay, now let's get to the practical stuff. How do we do this? We've talked a lot about different personalities and all that. Wonderful. Now, in this market right now, and we were kind of talking about that a lot more contemporary, like what's happening in the market right now. How can I apply this, or how can I do this? And as we've talked about a lot on this podcast too, there's so many facets of real estate that I think if we can't kind of pinpoint what we need to focus on, a lot of times we're in all different places. And I do feel that I'm kind of excited to kind of not just brush the surface of real estate and get the feel of real estate. And that's what I think we gave them a really good feel with all the different guests and expertise. But now let's become professionals
Right.
at this skill. That's not all just how to write a contract. That's not it.
Right.
It is how to build a business. What do we want real estate to do for us? And if we know that, then let's look at different avenues. We've one of our months we're gonna kind of focus on different topics every month, and I'm really excited. But I'm giving you a little sneak peek of investment. Right? What is it going to look like to put your feet into the investment world? How can you do that? And kind of as you said about putting your goals down, we're going to really focus the month of January on what do you want out of 2026?
Yeah. And how do you build your business retroactively, right? To look at and say, all right, well, like the Alan's business planning clinic, right? So you can kind of say, all right, here's my goal financially and personally.
Yeah.
And then what do I need to do to achieve it, right?
Yeah.
And work backwards.
Yeah.
Because if you just work projecting into the ether, you have no idea where you're going to go.
Well, and that's where I think we also do the same thing. What's our goals? I think our goal, and your goals can change too. I think our goal was to start a podcast at the beginning of this, to really have a voice in the real estate world. And I think we've done that. I think we've been pretty successful in that. And we just pounded it the first year.
Yep.
We had how many episodes?
42.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to slow it down now a little bit. And I'm excited about that because we wanted to get the stories out there and tell agents how and what to do to get into real estate.
Yeah.
And I think we have so many stories about that. And I just loved hearing the stories. I could have just kept on doing those.
Yeah.
But now we're slowing it down and saying, okay, now what do you want?
Right.
And I think we're going to have to be a little flexible also this year because the market could change a bit. And we're going to be kind of attuned to that.
Yeah.
We know kind of the first little bit of what we want to do, but we don't know what the spring market's going to bring. Do you?
No.
I don't know.
Nope.
I mean, I think I could predict all day, but I think a lot of it, and I think just like what I'm telling our agents, we need to become the best at our industry. We need to know our craft.
Right. Craft, I think, is actually a really good term.
Oh, good.
Because I think about that word a lot because in my film career, right, the craft of filmmaking was something that was always hard to sort of materialize and actually speak to because it's like, oh, well, you're making pictures, you're shot, right? Like what's the craft of directing something? And there really is a craft. And it's the same thing with agency. There's a craft to representation that I think goes above and beyond the initial sort of perspective I think most people have outside looking in at real estate agents. And like, really, what does that mean to have a fiduciary duty to be helping your clients with whatever it is that they're dealing with, and being knowledgeable of the craft so that you can actually be a real valuable asset to them, right? Beyond just the like, hey, I was able to find you a bunch of homes to go and look at. No, it's like, well, when you put that contract in and X, Y, and Z went wrong with it, here's how we problem solved X, Y, and Z because of my experience, my knowledge of the business.
Well, and I think just like any other craft, you have to change who you are a bit. You can't, if you're perfecting a craft, if you didn't have that craft and you're having that craft, you have to practice it. You have to learn it. You have to do it. You have to build that. You can't, just because you got your real estate license doesn't make it authorizes you to buy and sell.
Right. Authorizes you to learn. Right.
Exactly. It doesn't give you the craft of being a real estate professional that is good at their craft.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where we want, and it's exactly what I'm telling our agents. Great. You learned how to sell real estate. You know how to open a door. You know how to write a contract. Great. And now let's perfect that craft. Let's become the best negotiators, the best communicators, the best business owners.
Right.
Like that's what we're doing now. This is not just opening and shutting doors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the smallest part of your business. Your business is the people business, and we've been talking about that. But now, how do we do that? Right. And so I'm excited kind of about this year.
Mm-hmm. I think we should title. Well, season 1 is hard to title. Season 1, I kind of feel like was trying to prove the thesis that anybody can do this, right? Mm-hmm. And not anybody meaning that like you don't have to be intelligent to this. Just the opposite. Your personality, mm-hmm. right, can still be effective and successful in this industry, regardless of how you might think my personality type isn't the right fit for it. Yeah. Because we saw so many different, rainbow.
Well, I was just going to say the faces of real estate.
Right, exactly.
That's really what it was. It was so many, it was almost a case study. Mm-hmm. It mm-hmm. was so fascinating to me. Yeah. And I know all these agents well, and it was such a case study in the psyche of a realtor, mm-hmm. what it takes to be successful. And I feel like we really got that big overview. Mm-hmm. And now we kind of want to dive into it.
We want to level up. Yeah. Right? We want everybody to sort of level up whatever that is for them, right? Yeah. Whatever level they're at. I think this year we want to be providing insight, value, and guidance through the podcast for people to level up. And the best way to actually do that, really, is to have engagement directly from our viewing audience, right?
It's true.
So if you actually listen and watch to this podcast,
you
actually listen and watch this podcast, not just, like it or watch the first 3 minutes, and you want to get something very specific out of it, then we want to know, because we want to craft it to those who are listening so that it is a benefit to them and also to our guests, right?
Absolutely.
We want our guests to come in and also feel like, I don't know about you, but the reason I love teaching is when you teach something, that you've learned it really, really well. Yes, if you have to convey it to somebody else. Yeah. And so to have our guests come on here and have the opportunity for them to sort of relay information to us and to our audience, I think is huge.
Absolutely.
Because not every agent gets an opportunity to, go and teach in front of a classroom, but to be able to come in and speak to, how to do something and do it really well, yeah. I think is going to be really fascinating.
So perfecting the craft of real estate mm-hmm. is kind of how I see this. The faces of the real estate. But as we kind of said at the beginning that we're going to kind of launch January mm-hmm. with this, but we're really going to start off actually our first official episode. This is kind of the free episode.
Right, it's a preamble.
with probably one of the most intelligent humans in this field of goal setting. Mm-hmm. He has perfected the craft.
Yeah.
He has also perfected the craft of teaching it. And that's Alan Rice. Yep. And we've had him on, I think, just once.
Yeah, we had him on during the 20th anniversary series.
That's right.
Elmark, yeah.
But he has been guiding agents in goal setting mm-hmm. for such a long time. And so I really want him to share his wisdom. And that's mm-hmm. why we're bringing him on. We want those who are the best at their craft to come and teach us all. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. He's going to be our first guest of the new year.
Yeah.
So that's why I think, like you had mentioned, write down what you like. Just start thinking about your goals mm-hmm. because I think we're going to be able to kind of help guide those a bit next episode.
Yeah.
Really.
And actually, while we're here, it's worthwhile to kind of open up the outline that we're looking at as far as like topics go, right? For sort of the months, just to give everybody a heads up. Publishing schedule, we've got for January, right? Goal setting and intentional business building, mm-hmm. right? February, investments and wealth building.
Yeah.
I think
and
that's
these things
huge.
might change because we want to be contemporary to what's going on.
Yep. But we may need to, pop in and have a chat about something happening in the market, obviously. March, state of the market, spring pulse. I think that's aptly timed, and also probably a check-in with everybody from beginning of the year. April, marketing, branding, and social presence. Mm-hmm. I think that this is something that, it's just growing. Yeah. At a crazy rate in necessity, at this point.
And you're one of those in that craft as well.
Yep. Yes. and we're doing the same thing, right? Like we're figuring out how to double down and grow our systems and get better. May, systems, models, and leverage. Mm-hmm. Great. June, we've got mid-year reset and performance check. July, client experience and negotiation. That's a big one. Mm-hmm. August, leadership, culture, and growth. September, agent safety and risk management. Not often talked about, but an important topic. Mm-hmm. October is working with sellers and prep for quarter 4. November, wealth, taxes, and 2027 planning. And then December, reflection, gratitude, and year-end lessons.
Yep.
I think that's
I'm
pretty good.
excited. I mean, I think that's a lot. We have a lot on this. And I also would welcome any of our viewers who know people that do this at a high level. I would love to interview those people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We need your people. We need you, those who are good at these things. We want to interview you, and I'm excited about that. So if you know of someone who is great at one of these topics, please
or
send
if
them
you are that someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. So send them our way because this is evolving, and that's what I love about it. I'm impressed. It's the beginning of the year, and we already have our plan.
Yeah, right.
We're further ahead than most agents.
Yes, right. Probably, yeah.
But we want to be flexible because we want to be where the agents need us most.
Right. Yeah.
So
in the time they need us.
Yeah. So I'm excited for another year.
Yes.
I am kind of sad to see the first year kind of close because we learned so much about people and humans in this industry, and but I'm excited to tweak that a bit and move forward.
Yeah, I think motivation and now application.
Yeah,
that's where we're going. So
absolutely
great.
Well, good.
Great. Sounds
well,
good.
Thanks for being willing to hang out with me for another whole year.
It's so painful. Oh my gosh, yeah. and so we are going to a not bi-weekly, bi-monthly. No, no, it gets confusing. Twice a month. Right, twice a month, just to clarify it. So it'll probably be the first and third.
Yeah,
I would say is probably going to be the schedule. We'll make sure that gets clarified.
But we plan to bring it twice a month. And really bring someone in the craft, and then also, no matter what it is, we want to bring our agents in here kind of to the nitty-gritty of it. So
perfect. All right.
Good.
Great. Well, thank you for watching. We're excited for this year. We're excited to hear from you. And make sure to like, share, follow on YouTube and or Spotify. And also Apple Podcast. That's going to be new this year as well. So
there we go.
Yep.
There we go. We're always growing.
Yeah.
Well, Happy New Year. And we can't wait to chat with you again next week.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Behind the Sign, Real Stories from Real Estate.
We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and gained a little insight into the world behind those for sale signs.
Today's episode was brought to you by Keller Williams Realty Metropolitan, proudly serving New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and Massachusetts. A special thank you to our agents, leadership, and partners at KW Metro for their continued support.
And thanks to you, our amazing listeners and viewers. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Leave us a review or comment. We love hearing your feedback, and it helps more people discover the show.
And if you have a real estate story you'd like to share or a question you want answered on a future episode, reach out to us at metro.kw.com or find us on Instagram, handle @KWMetroNH.
Until next time, we'll see you
behind the sign.